Attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
Yankees down by 1 going into the 9th inning, and then Jazz Chisholm changed it. A 2-run home run into the second deck, exultation, and the Yankees hold on to the bottom of the 9th to win the first game of this set. And now, time for Game 2, as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Nationals in the middle game of a 3-game set from Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball, along with Joe Girardi. I'm Michael Kay. Yankees won on Thursday against the Rays. Now they win the first game of this 3-game set last night. They can make it 3 in a row and go into the All-Star break feeling pretty good about things. So let's take a look at the Home Depot working on a win pitching matchup. Well, for the Nationals, it's going to be an opener, P.J. Poulin. And for the Yankees, this guy's a lot more than an opener. He's an all-star. It's Cam Schlittler.
I loved what he did against Tampa. Tampa Bay was a very good fastball hitting team. And what did he do? He just threw his four-seamer 11% more of the time, and he said, whose fastball? Not my fastball. I'm going to elevate it. I'm going to strike a number of you out. He had 8 strikeouts in 8 innings. Only gave up 4 hits, gave up 1 run. It started the road trip off on the right foot. And he is a guy that they're going to need to give some distance because the bullpen's been used a lot in the last 2 days, Mike.
Just having an extraordinary year in the American League. He's first in ERA, first in strikeouts to walks, first in WAR, and just second to Dylan Cease in opponents' average against. And that's why there's a chance he could start the All-Star game for the American League. Yankees trying to make it 3 in a row. We are moments away when we come back. Lineups, first pitch, baseball. Yankees Nationals next, right here on Yes. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Deals so right they almost feel wrong, only at your local Hyundai dealer. By Sage, proud accounting software provider of the New York Yankees. And by Nissan, hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. Well, the Nationals have taken the field, and Peter Arthur Poulin is taking his warm-ups. He'll be the opener for the Nats. Let's take a look at the Yankee lineup that he's going to face. So the left-hander will see Ahmed Rosario starting it off, then Ben Rice, the DH, who's been on fire of late, Trent Grisham in center. Middle third of the order, Goldschmidt, Bellinger, and Dominguez, and the bottom third, it's Chisholm, Volpe, and Ali Sanchez catches and bats ninth.
See the numbers on P.J. Poulin. Pretty good ERA, but in 35 innings, he's given up a number of walks, and that can be problematic for him. But let's check out the Nissan pitcher scouting report. Another low rider, Michael. Just like yesterday, Palmquist, he is a sidearm lefty. He knows his assignment. This is the 11th time that he's open. In the first 10, he went 13 in the third inning, so they're not asking for a lot of innings. Need to pass the baton. Miles Michaelis will come in. He will be the bulk guy. He's an innings eater. Since 2022, he's thrown the 6th most innings in baseball.
There's the 33-year-old manager, Blake Butera. Looked pretty disgusted when he lost that game last night as his bullpen again just gave it up. He's had a lot of those here, still having a good year, but it's stopping him from having a great year.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the good thing about being able to wear sunglasses, because we can't read those eyes now, Michael.
Right. You can't see the tears. Yankees coming at 52 and 42, the Nationals 48 and 47. Big crowd filing into Nationals Park. Poulin's ready. Rosario is ready. And let's do it here in D.C. And we are underway with a called strike. Charlie Ramos, the home plate umpire. David Rackley at first. Crew chief Chris Guccione at second. Nestor Ceja is over at third.
Yeah, PJ's got a 4-pitch mix. He's not overpowering. His probably most effective pitch is that sweeper that we saw the first pitch. His sinker is really good. Changeup gets beat around, and he's got a little four-seamer.
Count 2-1.
You know, I find it interesting that they don't have a lot of power in their bullpen. So how do they work their bullpen? They seem to get a lot of people that have lower arm angles that are different view for hitters. Lefties are usually tough on lefties, and righties are tough on righties.
3-1 on Rosario. And the pitch. Outside. Not even close. Rosario with a walk to open up the game. Let's take a look at the Nationals defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Lyle, Cruz, and Wood left to right in the outfield. Bibas, Abrams, Nunez, and Meade third to first. Milas behind the plate. Garcia Jr. is the DH, and Poulin's on the mound. So here's Ben Rice. He of the 29 home runs and 66 runs batted in. His dad, Dan, was here early yesterday, throwing batting practice to Ben to start practicing for the home run derby.
Can you imagine the pressure that his father must feel? I would not want to do it. You know, I would love if my son was in the home run contest, but I would be nervous that I was terrible.
Well, Robinson Cano won the home run derby with his dad pitching.
The good thing about the home run derby now, it's swings, not times. So you can be a little bit more selective, and you don't have to rush.
2-0 on Rice. And a strike. And this was yesterday. It's probably nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I think those are going to work, though.
Very slow pace in the early going.
Not a lot of velocity either, Michael.
Rosario leads off first, held there by Meade. And a strike. So 2-2.
Seemed like he was asking Charlie Ramos, is that it? Is that as far as you're going to go out? And he said, no, there's a little more. Hitters always want to try to find out how far a guy will go.
2-2. Grounded foul. Home plate umpire is Charlie Ramos. The umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers, considered hitter friendly. 66 calls challenged and 39 overturned. You see the rest of the particulars. Up the middle and through for a base hit. Ben Rice is red hot. 13 for his last 38. And the Yankees have first and second and nobody out.
Yeah, 9 for 21 on this road trip. It's been a great road trip for him. Boy, he stays on this little fastball away. It looked like it had a little bit of cut to it. The Yankees have first and second. They're in business. And I've always talked about when you use an opener, you better have a guy that's similar to an eighth inning guy because you're facing the best hitters.
So here's Trent Grisham. And a strike. 8 games coming off the IL. He's 7 for 28. That's good for 250. Poulin deals. 0-2.
That's the thing about Trent. Trent's really selective, and it looks like he's trying to make him get the ball up so he doesn't hit a ball on the ground. He's trying to stay away from a double play. Gets behind in the count 0-2, looking for something up.
Strike three, and Grisham knew it, one away.
It just looked like he didn't pick up the baseball off of him, and that lower arm angle when they're throwing from behind you sometimes can make it tough. Goldie's been so good against left-handers, he probably should see this pitch from Poulin pretty well. He's just got to stay away from that sweeper that's inside.
Now, Goldschmidt broke his 0 for 34 with 2 hits yesterday. His previous career long was 0 for 32. And when he broke it, he then went on a 15-game hitting streak.
I see what you're doing, Michael. You're willing a lot of hits.
0-2.
Yeah, this is his sweeper, and it's been really effective. Hitters are only hitting about 171 with a 390 slug. The slug's a little high, but for the average, but when you look at it, it's a pretty good pitch for him.
I mean, amazing. You look left center field where people come in. It's like, did they not know the time of the game?
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there.
It's unbelievable.
But I thought yesterday you saw that the whole game. Do people just stand out there and kind of watch through that corridor? Milas back there is a pretty good framer, Michael. He's a +4, not necessarily a great blocker, and a pretty good arm.
Two, and Goldschmidt down on strikes, 2 away.
Yeah, that's the pitch. If you're right-handed, you have to lay off that sweeper that's down and in. And it looks like a strike for a long time, and then it just kind of makes a right turn.
So Cody Bellinger, 4 for his last 9 after a 2 for 37 slide. Just missed. Now he's not looking forward to Michaelis coming in because Cody is 2 for 23 lifetime against Miles Michaelis. One and one. Now 2-1. Rosario started the game with a walk. Rice followed with a single. So first and second, nobody out. Grisham struck out looking. Goldschmidt struck out swinging. And now a 2-1 count on Cody Bellinger, the number 5 hitter in the Yankee order.
Seemed to be on the same page. Stepped off a few times. Maybe changing his mind as he gets in there and kind of stares in. No, that's not the pitch I want.
That one just clipped the outside corner. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Just underway. And hit shortly and grabbed on the line by Abrams. And Pullen works into and out of trouble. Yankees strand 2. And the Washington Nationals coming to bat. Well, the Yankees threaten early, but they do not score. Now Cam Schlittler will take the mound, and he'll face a pretty tough Nationals order. James Wood in right field leads off. Luis Garcia Jr. DHs. Then Curtis Mead at first base will hit third. He's been hot the last 9 games. After that, Abrams, Lyle, and Cruz. And then the bottom third, Bibas, Millis, and Nunez.
See the numbers on the brilliant season that Cam Schlittler's having, the low ERA, the strikeouts. He doesn't give up the long ball. But let's take a look at the Nissan Pitcher scouting report on Cam. This versus last. His last start was really important against Tampa Bay, but I believe this one is just as important because you want to have a winning record on this road trip and go in to the All-Star break feeling pretty good. If they win today, they would be 4-2 with 1 left. Strength on strength. Cam's strength is his fastball. Washington's strength is their 95 plus. They're third in average, second in slug, and third hardest to K.
That one is ripped to right field. Dominguez back. He's on the track. He's at the wall. See ya. A home run for Wood on the first pitch from Schlittler. And it's 1-0 Nats.
Well, he has been extremely hot. That's his 27th home run of the year, his 9th leadoff home run, which leads all of baseball. This kid is a special talent. He's only 23 years old. He's a 2-time All-Star. He's an on-base guy, and that is his 88th run scored, Michael. 23 more than the next guy.
Here's Luis Garcia Jr. Pitch outside.
Call on the field is a ball. The catcher is challenging.
Ali Sanchez challenging early. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
The pitch is a strike. Counts 0-1. New York has 2 remaining.
So he spun the count in Cam's favor. You know, the 9 leadoff home runs, that leads the majors, and it ties the single-season franchise record. Brad Wilkerson for the 2004 Expos, the forerunner to the Nationals, and Alfonso Soriano for the 2006 Nats, and Wooden has a lot of games to go.
Wow, an early curveball. Garcia is the guy that, you see the home run again. I mean, this ball's middle in and above the belt. Not supposed to be able to get to that, but he has great plate coverage, great bat speed. But you look at Garcia. Garcia is a guy that can hit the high fastball. I'm not sure you can throw it high enough for him.
You know, I asked Boone before the game, since they're such a good fastball hitting team, does Schlittler have to change the way he pitches? Because as you mentioned, Tampa Bay also a good fastball hitting team. He dominated them. He said, no, you don't necessarily change. He said, you have that in the back of your mind, but when they're a really good fastball hitting team, it becomes even more important to locate.
Yes, and he has to be able to throw it up for strikes.
Line to left field. Bellinger puts it away. Take a look at the entire defense for the Yankees. Bellinger, Grisham, and Dominguez in the outfield left to right. Rosario, Volpe, Chisholm, and Goldschmidt third to first. Ali Sanchez behind the plate. Defense brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. And the CarShield defensive player profile on Ali. 3 framing runs this season, tied for 7th best in the AL. Remember, he got called up late, too.
As I was saying, you have to be able to throw strikes up in the zone and be able to expand just up. And this is a club that loves to chase below the zone, and that's not necessarily a strength of Cam's. So he's going to have to locate his fastball really well today. And you see that he's already throwing more cutters to this team than he did to Tampa. And sometimes you just match up better. You know, does a team chase up? Tampa seemed to chase up a lot. I'm not so sure this national team's going to.
High fly ball, deep left center field. Bellinger back, looking up. See ya. Another one leaves the yard. Meade with a home run, and it's 2-0 Nationals.
That is number 16 for Meade, and it was a pitch that was up in the zone. I didn't even think it was necessarily a strike, but he's able to get to that high pitch. It's something that he has in his repertoire. He's a good high ball hitter. It's the second home run of the inning.
A little deja vu of his game against Detroit when he gave up 4 home runs. So 3 batters into this game. Here's C.J. Abrams. Fly ball left field. Bellinger back, and we'll put it away.
Yeah, you look at this home run from Meade. It looks like it's a cutter up that's above the zone. But when you throw your cutter and you don't get it where you want, it speeds up the bat because it's not as hard as his four-seamer, and that's exactly what he did there. And the ball just flies at this ballpark. A day game, it's hot, it's going to fly.
Dalen Lyle takes inside. So against Tampa Bay, 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, didn't walk a batter, and struck out 8. And he's given up 2 solo home runs here in the first inning to the Nationals.
Well, the Nationals are second in all of Major League Baseball in home runs behind the Yankees. God, how does that happen, Michael? You get a foul ball off your wrist as you're going to catch it. You turn your wrist, and the ball, when they slice it like that, hits off your wrist. Man, that's really, really painful. He got off his fingers a little bit.
Two and two. Cam rocks and deals. Foul ball. Into the Yankee dugout.
Lyle's got an excellent speed, 10th in the National League in doubles.
Michaelis already up throwing for the Nats.
Yeah, and so is Rebalta. So I'm thinking that he would be to finish an inning, and they would want Michaelis to start the inning. So maybe planning on him starting the 3rd inning.
Foul ball. Still full. Swing and a miss. Lyle down on strikes, but not before Schlittler gives up a home run to Wood and Meade. We go to the second, 2-0 Nats. Well, this MLB season, get a Baja for a blast. When a home run clears 420 feet, you can score a free 20-ounce Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Register now at BajaBlastHomeRuns.com to unlock the offer. So here's Jason Dominguez, 3 straight games of 2 or more hits. And Boone is kind of demanding a lot of Dominguez. He said there's more there. I think he's doing well, but when you look at the numbers, the on-base percentage is under 300. He said there's a lot more there, and we expect him to reach that.
Yeah, he's usually pretty patient and doesn't chase, especially left-handed. And he really hasn't gotten going left-handed. That has been probably his biggest issue. He's only hitting .215 as a left-handed hitter, but the last 7 games, he's starting to get it going a little bit.
The 1-1. Fly ball left field. Lyle will put it away. Joe, tell me about the opener. 2 games in a row now. The Yankees had one in Tampa Bay. And I understand when you do it out of necessity. The Yankees did it on Thursday out of necessity. They didn't have a starter. Is this just trying to be smarter than the next guy?
I think it's trying to disrupt the other team's lineup, trying to get through the first few hitters where the starter only has to go through them once, in a sense. You know, if he gives them 5 innings, he may only have to go through them once, or 4 innings. And you look at Michaelis, like yesterday's starter, he's been much better when they've used an opener, when he doesn't have to face those hitters the first inning. The big thing is not facing the top of the order as many times as you would if you were a regular starter.
And the team that really started this was Tampa Bay. And the first bulk guy was really Ryan Yarbrough.
Yes. And he did a pretty good job. And it's just harder to set up your lineup. You can look like the Yankees lineup, the first 3 hitters, you're going to see 2 lefties. That's advantage Washington. It's not an advantage if it's a right-handed pitcher, and that's why they do it. But I actually think, thinking about today and looking at last night, he was more equipped to pitch the 9th inning than the young man they brought in, Crooks. Crooks just got here. He's been in 3 or 4 games. He's been here all year, and yes, he does walk a lot of people, but he is left-handed. He does have that side, that sidearm motion that is tough on hitters.
Swing and a miss. It gets away. And Milas will just tag out Jazz for out number 2.
Yeah, this is a sweeper. I mean, look where it starts. It starts right at him, and it's probably 8 inches off home plate by the time he swings it. He's got no chance. Kind of spun himself into the ground, so he didn't know the ball got away from the catcher.
So he gets the first 2 outs, and here comes Butera, quickly signaling for the right-hander. So Poulin does his job. He goes an inning and 2/3 of scoreless ball. He'll depart. Volpe's due up. Yankees trailing this one 2-0 right here on Yes. The Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Mohegan Sun, beyond your wildest, by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. You look at our nation's capital and the Capitol right there in the middle on a Saturday afternoon. Miles Michaelis comes on. You see his ERA, but as a reliever, 3.78. So he'll face Anthony Volpe. Fouled away.
I think they have to give another category for these bulk guys, because it spews a lot of times like what numbers are for relievers and starters. Like they're gonna try to get 5 innings out of it. That's not a reliever.
So maybe you could have a category not good enough to start.
How about just bulk
instead of reliever?
Yes.
Yeah. Michael is 37 years old, 11th big league season. Slow roller, third base. Bibas charges, fires. Got him. Beautiful play by Bibas to end the inning. So the Yankees go down in order 1-2-3 against 2 Nationals pitchers. We'll go to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Washington. Well, it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Today's picture is of Misha, who enjoyed her time at Yankee Stadium. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. And it is a hot, muggy Saturday afternoon. That umbrella is not for rain. Dylan Cruz leads off. I just get word, Joe. Breaking news. Justin Shackle has melted into a puddle downstairs. Not even with us anymore.
He trains really hard, Michael. I'd be surprised if that really happened to him, but maybe. I have to look for some puddles down there.
2-0. Yeah, I think he's gone.
No, guys, I'm here. I'm here.
There he is.
I've been resuscitated.
Oh,
There's a
nice.
slight breeze down here that just brought me back to life.
Is it hot on the field level?
Steamy.
Yeah.
A little bit. I did bring an umbrella because there was rain in the forecast for today, yesterday. So just to be safe here, I'm using the umbrella for sun shield. Crazy.
Good idea.
Yeah.
And that's a 4-pitch walk to Cruz.
Cruz has got really good speed. He's 5 for 5 in stolen bases, so the Yankees will have to guard against that a little bit. The great thing about Cam is he's pretty quick to home, but he just seems a little off, Michael. He doesn't seem to be his pinpoint today, and he's got to find it because this is a dangerous lineup.
So here's Bebas. And a strike. So he pitched 8 innings in St. Pete against the Rays. Didn't walk a batter. Now he walks the leadoff man in the second. Upstairs.
They've done a really good job of laying off the pitch above the zone and attacking everything else.
Center field, backing up, Trent Grisham. 1 down. Let's see the arsenal for Cam. Statcast 3D by Google Cloud.
Yeah, the four-seamer is his main pitch. Against Tampa, he used it 56% of the time. He uses his cutter a lot. His curveball a little bit. The slider he's kind of introduced the last couple of months. His fastball is his pitch.
And keeping him close.
Michael, what are the chances that Millis is a switch hitter, that he's hitting 188 from both sides?
Wow.
Yeah. And the OPS is about the same, 538 and 541. He's had some decent years here in Washington. This year it's been a little bit of a struggle, but 25 he hit 306. 23 he hit 286. You know who his batting stance reminds me of?
Tell me.
You got to go way back.
Okay.
And he's a major league manager. Craig Counsell.
I see a little bit of it. Counsell held his bat like a chimney sweep, trying to get the upper part of the chimney.
Yeah. Do you notice I didn't treat you like, you know, our producer sometimes, Troy, Joe, if you don't get this, you can't come back.
Right.
Yeah.
Tells you a lot. Two and one on Millis. 28 years old. On deck, Nasim Nunez. And a strike. 2-2.
A good backdoor cutter here. Got it down in the zone. His four-seamer he's not been able to get it down where it's a high strike. So many are above the zone, and they're in better counts. They're not behind in the count, and they're not chasing.
Foul back. Grounded and grabbed there by Goldschmidt. 1, 2. A 3-6-3 double play to get Schlittler out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and because of the DP, nobody left. We played 2 here in D.C., and it is 2-0 Nats. Well, the Yankees finished the inning with a twin killing, and Joe, you know what happens when the Yankees turn 2?
Yes, I do, Michael. It's the Powerball double play.
Double your play with Powerball double play for just $1 more. Try it today, New York Lottery. Can you imagine?
That was a pretty nifty double play. He had to dive. He got up really quickly. He made an accurate throw to Volpe. And they get Melis for a double play. Big for Cam to get out of that inning. You have the number 9 hitter starting off the 3rd inning before you get to James Wood. Michaelis is one of those pitchers that I would call an AAA pitcher, Michael.
What's that?
Anything, anytime, anywhere. He will throw all of his pitches in different spots. And he understands that he has to pitch that way, and he's always pitched that way. Had some really good years in St. Louis.
Ground ball. Abrams gets Sanchez for the first out. Let's check out the Michaelis arsenal.
Well, he's got a lot when it comes to arsenal. He's got the four-seam, the sinker, the slider, the curveball, the changeup, the sweeper. Got a lot of different ways to get you out. It's been a struggle when he starts games, but when he comes in after the opener, he's been pretty good.
Well, the righty in, McMahon will pinch hit for Rosario. I mean, if you're going to switch that quickly, Joe, then the opener makes sense because you're making a manager burn somebody in the first 2 innings.
Yep, and that's why they do it.
Now, I understand that McMahon's a much better defender than Rosario, but Rosario's numbers this year would indicate he's hitting righties better. So wouldn't you give him another at bat before you go to McMahon?
I mean, you could do that just in case they bring in the lefty, the second time through at the top of the order. But I think with the Yankees behind, they're trying to do anything they can to get someone on in front of Ben Rice. And McMahon, when you look at what he has been doing lately, I mean, he's been pretty good, Michael. The last 30 games, he's hit .259 with a .796 OPS, with 5 home runs. So he's been much better the last 30 games.
Well, now with this pinch hitting, you've got McMahon, Rice, Grisham, 3 lefties in a row, Goldschmidt, and then Bellinger. So 4 of the first 5 batters are lefties. So if they go to one of their lefties in the bullpen, you could counteract the top of the order.
But I think it tells you the confidence that Aaron Boone has in his left-handed hitters for the most part against Crook and Cosgrove. Because they're not going to be able to use Palmquist. He pitched yesterday. Poulin's already pitched. Crook gave it up last night.
Ground ball to first. Meade, 2 down. And that'll bring up Ben Rice. Now let's check out one of today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. 1 or more home runs by Ben, plus 340.
And if you want to hit for McMahon later, you have Caballero, and he gives you that ultimate positioning where you can put him anywhere. You can put him at third, you can put him at second, you can put it, so he's that utility guy that is the starting shortstop, but he gives you a lot of options. So you could pinch hit for McMahon.
Ben Rice singled to center in the first inning.
Michael is involved in kind of the pushing and shoving in Boston, got a 5-game suspension, and I'm sure at some point that he's going to have to serve that. And you would think that he could serve it starting tomorrow, and it wouldn't disrupt his day to pitch. They could use him on the back end when they come back after the All-Star break.
And a walk to Rice. Now Cavalli, who's serving a suspension that was cut from 7 to 5, he's eligible to pitch tomorrow for the Nationals if they want to go that route.
Yeah, there's been some thought process just to give him a little bit more time off, because he's a guy that's coming off an injury, and that the rest would probably be really good for him. We'll find out tomorrow.
Bunted foul. Now, when Michaelis came in for the final out of the second, he waited outside the bullpen for the bullpen call. And he's the first Nationals pitcher this season to use the card. Reliever Eddie Jean used it for his major league debut last week. That used to be a staple when I was growing up.
Why wouldn't you use it? I mean, maybe you want to get the adrenaline, but man, it's hot. I've warmed up. I have adrenaline.
I don't know if that little hat has air conditioning, do you?
No, but you get a breeze at least, a lot more than if you're running.
The greatest bullpen cart story I've ever seen. The Yankees used to have a car. And this was 1978. They had just signed Goose Gossage off to a terrible start. And he's coming into the game, and he's getting into the car, and Mickey Rivers sees it's Goose, and he throws himself on the hood of the car. No, not him.
Mickey, what a character Mickey is. Just love having him in spring training. He used to make me laugh. He worked hard. Can you imagine that? I mean, imagine the conversation in the clubhouse after the game. Because Goose was quite bigger than Mickey.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been told that story from so many guys on that team. But strangely, there is no video of it anywhere, of him throwing himself on the hood of the car.
How many views do you think that would have got on social media?
Would have been viral. Ground ball to second. Nunez will get Grisham, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, a one-man left. We will go to the bottom of the third. Time for a little segment we like to call.
How about that?
It's on the 33-year-old Nationals manager Blake Butera. He holds Boston College's all-time school record with 112 walks. He comes from a baseball family. His father and brother played professionally, while his uncle Sal and cousin Drew reached the majors. And he coached in Australia and the Dominican Winter League before serving as Team Italy's bench coach in the 2023 WBC.
How about that?
You know, for a guy that's so young, he's coached around the world already. You think about the Australian Summer League, Dominican.
And his coaching stint,
Ball, the catcher's challenging.
they called it a ball, so Ali Sanchez is challenging again. And he's wrong.
The pitch is a ball. Counts 1-0. New York has one challenge remaining.
About as close as it could be. Anyway, Butera coached under Mike Piazza in that 2023 Team Italy in the WBC, and it was Piazza who placed a call to the new executives of the Nationals, really singing the praises of Butera and telling him, you got to take a look at this guy. He's the real deal. And they ended up hiring him.
Well, Michael, hard to believe this is Blake Butera's 11th year in professional baseball, stemming back from when he was a player in the Rays organization. They drafted him in 2015 out of BC. Then he was hired for his first managing gig at 25. And you talked about him serving as Piazza's bench coach in Team Italy, and Piazza being a big reference, vouching for Butera to the Nationals. On the exact same day that the news broke of Butera's hiring in Washington, Blake and his wife welcomed their first child. So this has been a year of firsts, to say the least, for Butera here in more ways than one.
And that one just missed. So you put Nunez on. He and his 33 stolen bases. So I asked Boone today, how does it feel to manage against a guy that could be your son? So he looked at me. He said, well, how old is he? I said 33, and he goes, I guess he could be.
Yeah. Can you imagine the sleep that he's getting? A newborn, managing? Not much.
And there's a strike to Wood. .33, the most of anybody in the bigs. Just got back, had a good lead.
Pretty quick feet by Cam. You see Nunez doing a good job sliding to the back end of the base.
Bounced and blocked by Sanchez.
Good job of blocking and recovering, because Nunez is extremely fast and he's able to get to it before he decides to try to advance to second base.
Ground ball. They'll take the out at first. Nunez too quick. He was very close to second when Jazz fielded that ball.
Yeah, and that's just too risky of a play for Jazz because of the speed of Nunez. That it's going to be rushed. You take the chance of making a bad throw, and you know you have an excellent pitcher on the mound, and you got to count on him to get the next two outs before Nunez scores. But you have a great RBI guy here in Garcia.
Drilled to right field. And the catch is made by Dominguez on the back pedal and gets the ball in quickly. 2 down.
So, Michael, I said something to you in between innings, which, I'm going to try to steady, but they have way too good of swings at his curveball for as many fastballs as he throws. And it's not like it doesn't have depth, and it's not like there's not a velocity gap between his fastball and his curveball. It makes me wonder if they see something. Not necessarily that the way he holds it, he's tipping, or if there's something different in his motion.
Now both teams look at their own guys to see if they can see something.
I think it's more important to look at your own guys than the other team.
Right. One out to Meade. Strike.
And you see his motion, and I don't really see anything different, but I mean, he's got a really simple motion, which allows him to throw a lot of strikes. He doesn't walk people, to be consistent. For a big guy, he gets to home plate really quickly.
And grabbed there by Goldschmidt, and that'll do it. So the leadoff walk does not hurt Schlittler. We played 3. It's 2-0 Nats. Play FanDuel's Daily Dingle for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Goldschmidt plus 550, Bellinger plus 700. Goldschmidt leads off. And a strike from Michaelis.
Yeah, these two were teammates for a long time in St. Louis, but Goldie's managed to still get 6 at-bats off him in the time they haven't been teammates.
Now, I thought you'd want to know this, Joe, but Michaelis' nickname is the Lizard King. Why? Well, during a 2011 Arizona Fall League game, on a bet, he ate a lizard. I knew you'd want to know that.
Yeah. Did it taste like chicken?
Everything tastes like chicken,
yeah.
right?
The poor lizard.
Lined into center field, diving is Cruz, and he makes the play to take a base hit away from Goldschmidt.
Yeah, the strength of the defense for the Washington Nationals is their outfield, and Jacob Young is not even in there, who's near the top when it comes to outs before average, but a really, really good jump by Dylan Cruz. He's a plus outfielder, plays left field, he'll play some right field, he'll move around, but a very good outfield.
Bellinger hits one sharply to Meade. He steps on the bag, 2 down. You can see the Nationals sporting their City Connect uniforms, and the top of the uniform is actually a map of DC.
Are there any traffic jams on there?
If it's an accurate map. The one thing that's interesting, though, where the ballpark is located is where they tuck their shirt in, so nobody can see where the ballpark is.
Well, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'd want everyone to see where the ballpark is so they can come.
Yeah, but they might want to see where the White House is, the Capitol is, the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument. Maybe those are bigger attractions.
If I'm an owner, I'm worried about people coming here. Your gate in left center, Michael, it's clear. There's nobody outside.
Yep.
Everyone's in the ballpark
I
now.
think that's it. And there's a base hit. Dominguez goes the other way, picks up a single.
I've always been impressed with how he uses the whole field. I mean, this ball's a little bit off the plate, but he's got really good plate coverage. He's always a threat to steal. He's not just simply a Yankee left-handed pull hitter. He's more than willing to go the other way. There's a lot of hits the other way for sure.
So here is Jazz Chisholm. Now, Jazz Chisholm, we find out, was a guy who gave kind of an inspiring, I wouldn't say speech, but spoke to his team in the hitters meeting before the final game in Tampa Bay and said, listen, we've all got jobs to do. Don't try to do too much. And then yesterday, in talking to the media, he said, I noticed something, and this is his first home run in 15 games. 13 games, I'm sorry. He said, I noticed something about the team. He said, we weren't as together as we normally are. We kind of drifted. He said, we're a team that goes out together, hangs out together, does dinner together. And I sense that we weren't doing that, so I want to remind them of that because I think we're better together.
Yeah, I think you're always, because you go through your struggles together, and it seems easier.
Lined into right center field on the run, Cruz, and he makes the play covering a lot of ground. to end the inning. No runs a hit, no errors, and one man left on base. 3.5 in the books. It's 2-0 Washington. Time for today's injury report, brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of New York Yankees. Things trending in a positive manner for Max Fried to about 45 pitches today at Somerset. He's on the IL since May 14th with a left elbow bone bruise. C.J. Abrams will start out the bottom of the fourth and takes upstairs.
He can hit velocity. I saw him hit 101 down in the zone where he ripped the ball into the right field bleachers. So you want to stay up on him and make him hit the ball to left field. No home runs to left or left center, all pulled.
Up the middle and past Volpe into center field. That was a bullet off the bat. So Abrams, with 15 stolen bases, leads off the fourth with a single.
104.1 off the bat. He's a good low ball hitter. You're going to see these balls down in the zone, out over the plate. And he does not have a problem catching up. So many of these Nationals do not have a problem. And when it comes to 97 and over, they're second in slug only to the Baltimore Orioles. Must be something in this area, Michael.
Dalen Lyle takes a strike. Big moment in yesterday's game. Lyle struck out as a pinch hitter against Fernando Cruz with the tying run at third. One out in the sixth inning.
And then he got Vivas after that.
Nationals offense against 95 or more. Pretty good numbers. Lyle having a little bit of a down season from last year when he was fifth in last year's National League Rookie of the Year voting. Drake Baldwin of the Braves won the award.
Yeah, and when I look at his numbers, you know, they're not bad. There's lefties that he doesn't start against, so even though he's played in 93 games, it's not 93 starts. So he's been somewhat productive. He's a good outfielder, steals bases.
Chases upstairs. And there's one away.
Yeah, that fastball gave him fits. He's ahead in the count, and hitters become productive or protective, and they're not as aggressive, and they don't catch up, and he chases up. 99 up in the zone.
So here's Dylan Cruz. Now, the Major League Baseball draft is happening today. And it shows you it's such an inexact science in baseball. Dylan Cruz was the second overall pick in 2023 by the Nats out of LSU right after his teammate, Paul Skeens. And he has not really done much in his first 3 years. Grounded to Volpe. He'll go to first. A nice backhanded scoop by Goldschmidt. And Abrams moves to second.
Yeah, but when you look at him, he was up at such a young age. And Michael, here's the Yankees young man that was picked.
Yep, Hunter Dietz, 6'6", 35th overall pick out of Arkansas. 131 strikeouts in 85 and 2/3 innings. All SEC first team. 6'6".
Left-handed, has to be velocity there, Michael. When you look at the SEC, it's just great baseball. And teams are older in the SEC. You have a lot of teams that average 22 years old. A lot of transfers go in late in their career, so it's really a high level of baseball, and to have those type of numbers is pretty impressive.
Hey guys, more on Hunter Dietz here. He grew up near Clearwater, Florida. And you mentioned his frame, 6'6", 235. So to help him stay in top physical condition, his father, Michael, he built a full homemade gym in the garage of their Florida home prior to his freshman year of high school, and they nicknamed the facility the Dietz Dungeon. So a wall in the gym features the family mantra, don't wish for it, work for it. And he worked for a first-round selection by the Yankees today.
I like that. There's a strike. But you don't have to be a first rounder to make it in the big leagues. Guy in the mound's not. The Yankee DH going to the All-Star game. Ben Rice isn't. Fly ball left side. On the run is Bellinger. He can't get there. All right, so Joe, if you were running a team's draft office, would you, and you had a first-round draft pick, would you lean toward a high school player or a college player?
I would lean towards a college player to try to get someone that could help me as soon as possible. That's what I would do, and I think you have a better idea of what they are. I mean, there's some players that move very quickly out of college, especially when you go to a program like he went to at Arkansas, where it's you might be there next year, early next year.
Right.
And could he possibly be a bullpen piece, quickly? I mean, that's what Chris Sale did. Came up with the White Sox as a bullpen piece and eventually got back to starting. But he wasted no time. He was up, I think, the same year he was drafted.
And that's a walk to Bebas. So very odd to look at your scorecard in a Schlittler game and see that he has walked 3 batters.
And given up 2 home runs.
Yep.
Only 10 home runs on the year coming into today, and only 21 walks coming into the game in his 19 starts.
Do you remember where you were when you got drafted?
Yeah, I was in where I lived my senior year in college. I lived in a home with 7 other guys. Steve DiPietro, who was an All-American wrestler, was my roommate. His father bought the house, and we all rented it out. So, and I was getting ready to take a final. It was a Latin medical terminology class. It was my last final, and it was on Thursday, and I had to wait to leave. I think I signed Friday, and I was in Peoria in uniform on Saturday with the Cubs.
And how'd you do on the test?
I passed it. I took the class pass-fail.
Okay. Were you planning on becoming a doctor?
No. But I wanted a class that I didn't really have to go to a whole lot my senior year. Because when you think about it, it's just terminology and memorizing terms.
Right. And you could do that.
Yes.
First and second, 2 outs. Now, back then, there were no cell phones, so it was a landline they called on, right?
Yes, for sure. 40 years ago.
They didn't have color TV yet, did they?
No. Our TV had antennas, Michael. You remember the bunny ears?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
With the aluminum foil on it. And they didn't have remotes then either. Your dad would say, get up and change the channel.
Yeah. It was an interesting dynamic because there was a couple baseball players and a bunch of wrestlers.
Right.
And we were eating everything we wanted, and the poor wrestlers couldn't eat anything. They were all cutting weight. And I just felt so bad.
One, 2-1.
Seems like he's been under his 4-seamer a lot, and that's why it's so high in the zone. And I don't know if his hand is under a little bit. His stride is a little bit messed up.
Couldn't hold up. So 2-2.
That's a good fastball up and away.
Still 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Foul ball.
A lot more foul balls today than his last start. Just kind of drove his pitch count up a little bit.
Another foul ball. Couple of home runs in the first inning against Schlittler, one by Wood leading off the first, and a Curtis Mead a batter later, and that's where we stand right now, 2-0 Nationals. 7-pitch at bat to this point against Millis. So the count goes full. That starts the runners.
You see Sanchez telling everyone that plays at first base because the runners are going to be emotional. This is a really good block. You see him slide over, pins it against his chest. Tells everyone, everyone's going to be running here, so make sure you take this ground ball to first base if you receive it.
Abrams at second. Bebos is at first. Runners go. That's ball 4. Very unlike Schlittler. Issuing now his 4th walk. And the bases are loaded for Nunez.
Yeah, you see how good his command has been before this. And again, he had 21 walks in 19 starts coming into today. Nunez is a patient hitter. He walks more than the average, about 10.5% compared to 8.4.
And Nunez lost one into shallow center, backing up as Volpe makes the play. And Schlittler gets out of trouble as the Nationals strand the bases loaded. We go to the 5th. Well, stream Brooklyn Nets Summer League games live on the Gotham Sports app tonight at 8. Get a look at the new draft picks as they take on the Hawks from Las Vegas. Access the Gotham Sports app for free with your TV subscription or go to gothamsports.tv to learn more. Anthony Volpe leads off against Michaelis, and he swings and misses. First batter that Michaelis faced was Volpe with 2 outs in the second inning, and he had a slow roller to third that Bebos made a nice play on to get Volpe at first. Volpe came into the game with a .346 on base percentage, and also he's essentially doubled his walk percentage that he's had for the first 3 seasons of his career. He's at 13.1 for walk percentage, which is excellent. And one of the problems over the first 3 years, you saw good numbers, but under the hood, you just saw he wasn't getting on base enough.
It's because he didn't walk, and you're right, Michael. Before that, last year, it was 7.2. Average is 8.4, but it just changes. And he likes to run and steal bases, so the walks become very important. He's also lowered his K rate this year as well, from 25 to 22. So, I mean, there are things that you like. I mean, he's still, to me, a young player. I know he's been in the big leagues a long time, but I don't think he's quite a finished product.
Another slow roller. This one's going to be tougher. He throws to first, and he throws it past Mead. So Volpe's going for 2. The throw to second. They got him. What a throw by Nunez to get Volpe trying to advance to second.
And what a play by C.J. Abrams to catch it. Nunez has got an outstanding arm. He's really got a shortstop arm. But you look at the play that Abrams isn't at the bag when he lets go of it. I don't think he anticipated it was going to be there. He had to, I don't know, he kind of stumbles over it and makes the tag. I mean, this is a great play on both sides. And it's a really heads-up play by Nunez to back up this play and to get this ball and make a quick throw. And you got to know the player's arm, and you got to know where they are. so you don't get caught like that. I mean, it was a perfect play, but you sure would have liked to have had Anthony on first with nobody out.
I don't know if Abrams hurt his hand there on the tag.
I think he got spiked, Michael. He's probably got a little blood on there. Tough to put a Band-Aid on it with the sweat.
Oh, yeah. What a great throw by Nunez. And a tremendous tag by Abrams to get Volpe. So it's a hit, and he's out trying to advance 4-6. I mean, the ball got away, and it was probably shocking to Volpe that it was waiting for him at second base.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a really heads-up play by Nunez. And in a defense, you always have a place to be. No one should ever just be standing there. So Nunez is not going to be in that play because the ball's not hit to him. He's not taking a double play turn possibly where he's having to cover second. But he can go back up. The right fielder should be backing up. The center fielder should be backing up the throw from Nunez as well as the left fielder. And it's just a really heads-up play.
Line drive, it is a foul ball. See some of the blood there.
Got him on the hand, the knuckles there.
We're in the fifth inning. It's 2-0 Nats.
You look at Sanchez's last 11 games, 8 for 23, where the first 5 games he was 0 for 7. He's been productive at the plate, and he's known for his defense. 2 for 3 on this road trip coming in today. He's 0 for 1, so he has added offensively. Michael, you ever been spiked?
No. They didn't have short spikes in little leagues. Line drive on one hop. Nice play by Bibas. And a backhand scoop by Meade. So the Nationals, not known as a good defensive team, in fact, looked at as a poor defensive team. They've been flashing the leather today.
Well, Bibas is actually a +2 when it comes to outs above average. So I think it's an upgrade over Meade at third base, which has helped in this game because he's had a couple really, really good plays. Good job on Meade of that little short scoop that he had.
McMahon fouls it away. So I assume you've been spiked.
Yes, stitches in my leg one time. Actually started a little ruckus.
Really?
In college.
Uh-huh.
The guy went out of his way to spike me.
And what school was this?
Northwestern, and I forget the school we were playing.
You do forget, or you just don't want to say their name?
No, I do forget, Michael. I've had a lot of foul tips. We've went over this. It was a forced play at home, and I was turning the double play, and I was away from home plate, and the guy went out of his way to try to take me out. And he spiked me in the back of my leg. Golly, that's the second one. That's the high shin. Ben Rice got his knee yesterday. Watch this. It misses the pad. Never hits it.
Always does. Yeah, I've read stories of old-time baseball where guys like Ty Cobb sharpen their spikes.
Yeah, can you imagine that?
Yeah, I can.
Oh.
So the umpire giving him a lot of time to recover. McMahon has good numbers against Michaelis, as we showed you earlier, and he pinch hit for Rosario in the third inning, grounded out to first.
Nichols has done a good job. He came in with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. Kind of held the Yankees in check. A couple singles, a walk. Not a lot of base runners.
Popped up. Bebas will make the play, and that'll do it. No runs a hit. Nobody left. We're halfway through. It's time for the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay.
Well, if you're the Washington Nationals, it was optimum, and it didn't take long. The first pitch of the game for his 27th home run, his league-leading 51st extra base hit. Boy, what a season he's having.
He's going to Philly after Sunday's game. Top of the order. Pitch to Wood. Outside. So, how different the game is, Joe. Tyler Kepner, the brilliant baseball writer for The Athletic, he had this note that Wood debuted just over 2 years ago on July 1st, 2024. And he's already faced more pitchers than Ted Williams did in his entire career.
Yeah, it has truly changed. And back in Ted Williams' day, he'd be hitting 3rd or 4th. He wouldn't be leading off. What you're trying to do is get him as many at-bats as you can during the course of the season. He's an on-base guy, over 400. He's a home run guy. He's a stolen base guy. I mean, he's the whole package when you talk about him, and he's kind of playing himself in the MVP conversation.
Now, if you're wondering, Ted faced 447 pitchers in his entire career, and Cam Schlittler is pitcher number 470 for Wood.
And this is the year that he's had. These are MLB numbers, not just the National League. 1st in runs, 4th in doubles, 6th in home runs, 11th in RBIs, 4th in on-base percentage, 7th in slug, 3rd in OPS. And all those numbers have went up today.
Swing and a miss. He retires Wood.
That was an excellent cutter that he threw in there. He took him deep on a 4-seam fastball, but watch this late movement down. And the down is what gives you the problem. Hitters don't mind pitches that are flat, but it's that depth that gets you to swing over the top of it.
You know, you watch Schlittler today. You know, when he started the first game against Tampa Bay, in control. I mean, overpowering from the start. Today it's a labor. And the fact that he's given up just 2 runs here in the 5th inning, he's really battling.
Well, it shows you how good he is. Even when he doesn't have his great command or his great stuff.
Ground ball grabbed there by Goldschmidt. Over to Cam Schlittler, 2-away.
He has the ability to get you through 6 innings. And that's the mark of a great pitcher. That's the mark of an ace. Hey, I don't have the stuff I had my last start possibly, or the location, but I'm still giving you 6 innings, 7 innings, and a really great chance to win.
I'm going to ask you a tough question.
Oh, boy.
So there's a chance he starts the All-Star game. He certainly has earned it. It's going to be either Cam or Dylan Cease. And even Dylan Cease said, I think Cam has earned it more than I have. But remember, Dylan's manager is the manager of the American League. Fouled away. There's a column that's right for the game, right for baseball. There's another column that's right for your team. If you're a manager, do you want your guys doing a home run derby? Do you want them starting?
Are you trying to get me in trouble on social media? What are you trying to do here?
Well, I'm just wondering, because I wouldn't want, if it was me, I wouldn't want my guys in the WBC. I wouldn't want them to be out of my sight. There's a base hit to left field, but they've earned it, and it's an honor, and it means something to the game, and the game is super, super important to grow. It's just a tough call, I think.
Yeah, I was really hoping that was going to be the third out there, Michael. But Curtis Mead ends up with his second base hit. He had a home run in the first. Michael, I'm always thinking about the team, and I'm always thinking about the health of the players and what's ever best for the team and the health of the players. I think that's what I would recommend. And I love the growth of the game, but I think there's other way that we can grow the game besides, an all-star game or the WBC. And I've been part of a team that we lost our starting first baseman basically for the whole year. And that doesn't mean he wouldn't have got hurt in spring training, but Mark Teixeira hurt his wrist in the WBC.
Yeah.
And it was unfortunate because he was so important to our team. I mean, you think of Edwin Diaz. That simply might have cost Buck Showalter's job.
Yeah.
I mean, and the team a chance of playing for the World Series. So it's just really, really tricky. And I think for pitchers, it's more risky for a pitcher than any player that plays in an all-star game.
And I love the answer that Schlittler gave. It wasn't about him.
Nope.
He said, I'll do what's right for the Yankees.
Right.
What the Yankees think is the right thing for me to do. Now, Tuesday would be a throw day for him since he's pitching Saturday. And it would only be for an inning. But, again,
it's a lot more stressful inning than a throw day.
Yep.
And that means that he can't start coming out of the break probably. Because you want to give him a little bit of rest. So instead of maybe starting on Friday, you would start him on Sunday or Monday coming out of the break. And they still might choose to give him 7 or 8 days rest, even if he wasn't to pitch in the All-Star game, and start him on Sunday or Monday, just because he's going to get to an innings level that he has not been to if he stays healthy.
And first game out of the break, Dodgers at Yankee Stadium. 2-2. Still 2-2.
You look at stats, and I believe Tampa was 5th against 95 and above, and they were like 7th when it came to strikeouts. You look at the Nationals, it's like 2nd and 3rd. There seems to be a big difference here between this and what we saw in Tampa.
Strike 3. Abrams down looking. No runs a hit. 1 man left. 5 in the books. It's 2-0 Washington.
Chris Sheeran back here with this Audi update. Seattle, Tampa Bay on the day. Evan Longoria inducted into the Rays Hall of Fame. Bottom 3, no out. Runner on second. Logan Gilbert in. Jonathan Aranda doubles into the gap to center field on a fastball. Gives Tampa a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 3rd. It's still 2-1. Bottom 4. Michael?
Now, Chris, we go around the majors. Tristan Peters hit for the cycle last night, named an All-Star today. Hunter Green, big night. And Nick Kurtz, he's outstanding, but looks like he will not be in the All-Star game, placed on the 10-day IL with a thumb strain. I would think that makes Ben Rice the starting first baseman.
I would say so.
And here he is. Did you see the Zach Wheeler story, Joe?
No.
He said that the league came to him and asked him if he would be a replacement on the All-Star team. And he goes, absolutely not. I don't want to be the 5th guy because I should have been picked without it. And the vindictive side of me, and that's a big side, Joe. I love that. That's going to be challenged by Millis. And he loses the challenge.
Confirmed the count's 2-1. Washington has 1 challenge remaining.
Michael, I thought you were a peacemaker.
No. No. Two and one on Rice.
Yeah, he's been very careful to Rice, and it seems like a lot of the pitches have been below the zone. He walked him the first time he faced him in the 3rd. Rice was 0 for 1 with 2 walks coming into this game off of him.
Hit sharply, a base hit. He's been on base all 3 times. What a road trip for Ben Rice.
Yeah, after a tough June, his July, and you can go back to actually June 30th, he's been remarkable. And just another lousy line drive bullet, Michael. I mean, that's all this kid does is hit the ball hard, hard, hard. And no chance for either infielder to get that. James Woods just got to slow it down and get it into second base.
10 for 22 on the road trip. Here's Trent Grisham. And that's lined into center field. It's a base hit. Cruz will get the ball in. And the Yankees are set up first and second, nobody out.
Well, Cosgrove, the left-hander with the sweeper and the sinker, we saw him the other day, is warming up. He is a guy that has another low arm angle, and I would think that they would have him ready for Bellinger as Michaelis is getting into a little bit of trouble here.
So here's Goldschmidt. That one just misses.
See, and I think that might have been a strike because he lost the challenge before. I don't think he challenged it.
Each team has one challenge remaining.
Yeah, I think that's a strike.
I'm curious, Joe, when you were catching, that was before framing was a thing.
No, not really, but go ahead.
But it was really it's accentuated now. Did you frame?
Yes. When I came over to New York, we worked on it a lot with Gary Tuck. But we actually used to work on it in college, going all the way back to college. But I don't think we knew the importance of it compared to what we know now.
Ground ball, third base. There's one. And there's two. Goldschmidt wraps into a 5-4-3 double play as Rice moves to third.
Yeah, Vivas has been very busy down there, and he's a pretty good infielder. He can play second and short as well, and he hits this ball hard. And once you hit it hard, and you got the great arm at second base with Nunez, it's a pretty easy turn for them.
So Butera is going to call on Cosgrove to face Bellinger. Michaelis leads a runner at third with 2 outs. And the Nationals are leading 2-0. Hey, it's time to name that Yankee. Brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. 259 hitter, 160 home runs, 523 ribbies. A Yankee in 2001. Finished with the Expos in 2002. Started with the Dodgers. So here's Tom Cosgrove. Cosgrove against Bellinger. Hey, Butera knows his pitchers better than any of us, but it's kind of curious. Michaelis has pitched fairly well, and you're going into a bullpen that is considered one of the worst in the game. And you got to get 10 outs out of it. I would think that you'd want to delay going to that bullpen.
And you look at Cosgrove's inning yesterday. He came in the 8th. He walked Volpe, gave up a bullet double play to Rice, and then Grisham singled, and they took him out. And Cody, as you talked about, Michael, coming into today is 2 for 23 off him, now 2 for 24. But I think they think that it's less of a chance of him hitting a home run. Not so sure about that.
1-2. High fly ball, right field. Wood is there, and Wood makes the play for the final out. So back-to-back singles to open the inning. The Yankees don't score, they lead one. Well, tomorrow, don't miss the final Major League Cricket game of the season on Yes as MI New York battles the Washington Freedom. Catch all the action tomorrow at 5:30 after Yankees coverage on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
You know a lot about cricket?
Nope.
I know they say, not here, but in other parts of the world, there'll be cricket games that go on for days.
Yeah. There's 2 types of cricket. One that's shorter and then one that could go on for, as you said, days.
I feel like there's some baseball games that I played in one on for days.
Grounded foul as we start the bottom of the 6th.
Schuttler struck out 4 Washington Nationals, 2 of them Lyle. He chased a fastball up the last time. He seemed to have more trouble with the fastball up than any hitter so far in their lineup.
Left field. Bellinger coming on, still coming. And he makes the play to retire Lyle. And that brings up Dylan Cruz.
Even though he has not had a lot of success off of right-handers, his at-bats have been pretty good today. And I had a little note watching them play for about a week. His at-bats are better than the numbers have appeared.
Fly ball, right center. And Grisham makes the play. Oh, would Slittler welcome a low pitch inning? Next pitch will be his 90th.
I would think on a hot day, Michael, this might be his last inning anyway.
Yeah.
But at least it keeps his pitch count down a little bit.
Bebus takes a strike.
The Yankees have Chafihi up in the bullpen. His outing on Wednesday and Thursday were really good in Tampa, 3 innings. Pretty easy innings. I thought his slider and his changeup were really effective.
And it is a low pitch inning for Slittler. He did it in 5 pitches. 1, 2, 3. A gutty 6 innings by the Yankee starter. As we go to the 7th inning, let's take a look at the Major League team home run leaders, brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. Yankees at 139. Nationals added 2 more. They're at 136. Then the Astros, White Sox, and Dodgers.
Came in 3 behind.
Here's Dominguez. Orlando Rabalta, warming up for the Nationals.
Remember, he was up in the 2nd inning. He wasn't really throwing a ton. I think if there would have been a couple runners on when Poulin left, they would have brought him in, not asking Michaelis to come in with runners on the bases because he's a starter. Inside to me.
2-1. Cosgrove, 30 years old, from Staten Island, went to Monsignor Farrell High School.
He doesn't really end up in a great finish position after he lets the ball go. It's kind of like a slinger. It's kind of turned around a little bit.
And a strike. He was called up yesterday after last Friday's trade from the Astros for cash. Squibb, first base side. And Cosgrove beats Dominguez to the bag.
That was an interesting looking play because of his pirouette that he has to. Jason doesn't get out of the box extremely well because his upper body gets turned so much towards third base. If he doesn't and gets out of the box, I think he's got a chance to get a hit here Cosgrove goes after the ball and then makes the decision when he sees the first baseman, Meade's going to get it. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to go right to the bag now.
And also dangerous because he cut in front of Dominguez and they did not collide.
I don't think I'd want Dominguez running into me. The way he's built and the speed that he has.
1-0 on Jazz Chisholm. So his home run in the 9th inning provided the margin of victory for the Yanks. Foul ball. And he has a major league leading 5 game-winning home runs in the 6th inning or later this year.
Three in the 7th inning or later.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what, he's dangerous on that sweeper if you leave it middle in. Sinkers and sweepers middle in to him from a left-hander are really, really dangerous. You have to get the ball away to him.
And he loves the hit here. 344 career average in this ballpark. But he waves at that one, and he goes down on strikes, 2 away.
Yeah, that was a much better sweeper as it started on the inside corner, and then you're going to see it dive off the plate, and he just runs out of bat, and it's too far away from him. But that one middle in, as I thought he sat on sweeper all that last at bat in the 9th inning, and he got one, and he did a ton of damage.
There's Anthony Volpe, takes a strike. Volpe, infield single in the 5th inning. Ball got away. Tracking it down was Nunez and fired a strike to Abrams as Volpe was trying to advance to second, and he was out advancing. Oh, 2 on the Yankees shortstop.
Yeah, if you look at this game, in the 1st inning and the 6th inning, they had the first 2 base runners on and were not able to capitalize. And to me, that's been the big difference in this game.
Cosgrove thought that was strike 3. A little high.
Yes.
And that is tipped into the glove of Milas, and that will do it as the Yankees go down in order against the left-hander. Time for the stretch in D.C.
Chris Sheeran, Adam Ottavino back here in our Yes Network studios with this Ford update. It was a battle for Cam Schlittler here today in Washington, D.C., but he's kept the Yankees in the game.
He's done a great job, really. I don't think he had his best stuff at all. Too many walks, not what we're accustomed to seeing. But, hey, he's headed out for the 7th right now. The Yankees are in, puncher's distance right here. Only 6 outs to play with, but maybe they can do what they did yesterday for him.
We will see. Adam, we're going to send things back to Michael, Joe, and Justin back down in D.C.
Well, thank you, Chris and Adam. 2-4-0, leading 0-5-0. Schlittler is coming out to pitch the 7th. He has 91 pitches. Ben Rice, a walk and 2 singles. Poulin was the opener, and Curtis Mead 2 for 3 with a solo home run. James Wood, another home run. That's the scoring in the game. So here's Drew Millis. Hedrick up for the Yankees in their bullpen. And a strike.
Yeah, I would think Aaron Boone would be going hitter by hitter, and I'm not sure that he lets him face James Wood for the 4th time. He was up 3rd this inning. You'd like to turn Nunez around. Excuse me, you'd like him to hit left-handed, so you'd probably let him go the first 2 hitters. Still really good velocity, Michael. 98 on that sinker. He threw one in on his front hip.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Millis. Well, the Yankees will have to go to the bullpen at some point. Bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Bednar, I think he's available today for a save. Cruz had 10 pitches last night. Jake Burb, I don't think they'd use him. That would be 3 in a row. And Tim Hill, they wouldn't use him. That would be 3 in a row as well. So here's Nunez. Skied the other way and out of play. The 0-1. 1-1.
Michael, we're so high up in this booth, in this stadium. Obviously, you can see a lot of things out in the horizon, but I'm not good with heights. And I just saw you get up and look over, and I'm like, what are you looking at?
It was something I was curious about.
Makes me nervous to look all the way down there. You scared of heights?
Not really. I mean, I don't want to fall from a height, but I'm not scared of looking at. You're scared of even looking?
Yes.
Wow. Strike 3, and that's going to be challenged by Nunez. I think they said he challenged too late. Yeah, they're not letting him challenge. And that's his 6th strikeout, 6th Yankee strikeout, brought to you by your local Tri-State Audi dealers.
Just a high backdoor cutter. I mean, I didn't. Well, actually, he never touched his hat. See that? He never touched his hat.
Yeah, he did the okey-doke.
Yeah. I mean, because the call by the umpire seemed kind of delayed, so I would have think he had enough time.
Well, that's going to do it for Cam Schlittler. He grinded through this one on a really hot, muggy day and leaves with 2 outs in the 7th, down 2-0. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining your win. And by the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Deals so right they almost feel wrong. Only at your local Hyundai dealer. Schlittler receiving congratulations in the dugout as Hedrick comes on to face James Wood. I'll tell you what, 2 hours ago he'd given up 2 home runs in the 1st inning. You think he'd be getting handshakes in the dugout in the 7th. He did a good job.
He did an outstanding job, and he had 4 walks, which is really unusual. And you look at he gave the Yankees plenty of chances to get back in this game. They're still down 2-0. It's a bullpen that has struggled mightily with the Washington Nationals, so he really did his job.
And a strike, 1-2 on Wood. Wood had one of those home runs in the 1st inning on the first pitch that Schlittler threw. So 6 2/3, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. That's off of Hedrick, and that's going to slow it down enough to pick up a base hit. So Wood will reach, and he has 15 stolen bases.
Well, he threw him a breaking ball that started as a ball inside, and Wood started, and then he stopped, and then he kind of jammed himself, and he hit it right up the middle, and Hedrick doesn't necessarily finish facing the hitter, and he had a hard time coming up with it, and once it hits off his leg, he had no idea where it went.
Garcia fouls it off. One. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 2-0 Nats.
I would turn James Wood loose here.
Fouled away.
Especially now with 2 strikes. They give Garcia a new at-bat if he strikes out, and it might be facing a right-handed pitcher instead of a left-handed pitcher. And if he's safe, you got a chance to drive him in, and he's second in the majors in RBIs, tied for second. So
was not going, and the ball fouled away. Just missed. Hedrick took a couple of steps toward the Yankee dugout. 2-2.
yeah, good four-seamer away just off the plate. You can see it's almost over the white line of the batter's box.
Runner goes. It's tapped up the middle and grabbed there by Jazz Chisholm. Throw to first. Not in time. Really nice play by Chisholm to keep the ball in the infield, but didn't have enough to get Garcia. So first and second, 2 outs.
Yeah, Garcia is not fast as fast as some of their other base runners, but this is a tough play for Jazz. You can see he's anticipating that he's going to pull it because it's a breaking ball. Makes a pretty accurate throw. A good pick by Goldschmidt, but he gets out of the box because he's out front, and it's got him kind of going towards first base, and he's safe. And now you face a very dangerous Curtis Mead.
So a little meeting on the mound. First and second, 2 outs. It'll be Mead at the plate against Hedrick.
Yeah, a 500 slug off of left-handers. Very, very dangerous. He's got 16 home runs. 6 of them are off of left-handers, and you don't get nearly as many at-bats. It's a big part of the game, Michael, right here.
Mead 2 for 3, including the home run in the first. Yankees 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position, and the Nationals 0 for 3. Wood at second, Garcia Jr. is at first. So now 2-0 on Mead.
I think you almost have to approach this at bat now, Michael. You have to be careful here that there's an open base, and I know it's third base. C.J. Abrams is not nearly as effective versus left-handers as Mead is, and he's a really good hitter, and he's an RBI guy, but I don't think you can afford to let too many more runs cross if you're going to have a chance to win this game.
And a strike. Now 3-1. Bottom of the 7th, 2-0 Nationals. And now 3-2. The runners will go with 2 outs.
Yeah, really good pitch after pounding him inside with fastballs that were off the plate. Threw a backdoor fastball there. Backdoor breaking ball. Maybe a split's coming here, Michael. Down and away.
Wood and Garcia will go. They do. Grounded foul. Told you about the home run Mead hit in the first. We'll take a look at the exit velocity on that blast presented by Spectrum. 100.5, and it traveled 388 feet. And he walked him. So the bases are loaded for Abrams. So Hedrick comes in. 2 outs, nobody on. Wood singles off of Hedrick. Then a single up the middle, grabbed by Jazz Chisholm. And then a walk, and the bases are loaded.
Pretty good fastball hitter against lefties, 350. The breaking ball, not so much. 0 for 5 on changeups and splits.
Yarborough and Chavihi up for the Yankees. And that's going to be challenged.
Ball on the field is the ball. The catcher is challenging.
Yankees have 1 challenge remaining. Let's see if they keep it. No, they don't.
The call is confirmed. It counts 1-0. New York's out of challenges.
Yeah, just below the zone. And to me, that's a pretty good challenge because it's a pivotal pitch.
2-0, there is no place to put Abrams. Two-one.
A little surprised he was late on that fastball, Michael. You thought he would have geared up for a 2-0 heater middle in. And we saw him turn around Schlittler's fastball down in the zone.
Good pitch. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-2.
It's called paint, Michael, on the outside corner. Thigh high, you'd like to get a little bit lower. If he can repeat it down in the zone, I think he can get him. And I also think if he throws him a slider down and away, he'll get him as well.
Oh, he tried. So you could start the merry-go-round. 3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. What a big pitch.
Yeah, really, really good try. One of the harder fastballs we've seen from him in a while, too.
The payoff, fouled away. Three, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, 2-0 Nats. And another foul ball.
You can see with Abrams, he looks much more comfortable swinging at the fastball down than he does up. The ones that have up, he has jammed himself. That one, not so much. He had a really good swing on that fastball down middle.
Swing and a miss, got him. 97 miles an hour, and Hedrick works out of trouble, striking out Abrams. He went with the heat upstairs, and the Nats leave the bases loaded. Now it's time to find out the answer to Name That Yankee. These are the clues. I got to tell you, Joe, I don't have it.
I don't either. Michael, if you don't have it, there's no chance that I have it.
I still don't have it.
He's a pretty good hitter.
I get it, but never a chance. There's never a chance that would have ever happened that I would have gotten Henry Rodriguez. All due respect to Hank. There he is at the Expos. Wells pinch hitting against the new pitcher Orlando Ribalta.
You know, Troy, our producer, who's not here today, sent me a picture, a box of O. Henry candy bars, but he gave me no hint.
Right. Same with me. I had no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I would like to meet the fan watching this game that got Henry Rodriguez. And I'd like to see the evil person that gave that a 7. That's a 10.
No, he was a good player, Michael.
Did you know it?
No, I actually played with him too, with the Cubs, I believe. Yeah. But when guys start playing for 6 and 7 teams, it's too much for my brain. I like things to be simple and straightforward.
Don't we all?
Yeah. Like the Derek Jeter one was great.
Not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One team.
My favorite ones are the ones that when O'Neill was on a Yankee team with that guy and doesn't own.
But you realize how many people you come across. There are years you have 50 teammates. And do the math. Like, yes, the next year you'll have 20 of the same teammates, but it starts to multiply when you play a long time.
I don't know.
Yeah.
2-2. Popped up by the pinch hitter Wells. Bibas makes the play. One down. On Tuesday, July 21st, come out to Yankee Stadium to celebrate the magic of Harry Potter. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive an Aaron Judge Harry Potter bobblehead in one of the 4 house colors. The specific house will be distributed at random upon entrance, so get your tickets today at Yankees.com.
Rebalta's been one of their more effective relievers, coming in with a 3.29 into this game. 29 different games. Like the idea, just a tough pitch to do it on when it's a fastball up in the zone. You look where Vivas was playing. He was playing basically at shortstop, and if anything, it might bring him a little bit in now, which allows you to get a ball by him quicker if you hit it to the left side.
He's the hardest throwing reliever on the Nats. Averages 96.7 on his 4-seamer. Foul back.
And that's why I think you see all the low angles, because they don't have hard throwers, and their deception comes from with the arm angle, especially their left-handers.
Rebalta is 6'7", 25 years old. As Clayton Beater saw him yesterday.
I'd be on the bench when I was managing Grandy, and Grandy'd be yelling, "Got ice, got ice. Just let it hit you." It's a lot easier said than done.
It's sharply foul. McMahon pinch hit for Rosario in the 3rd inning. Grounded out the 1st, and then in the 5th popped up to 3rd.
Well, it'd be great if he could find a way to get on here, Michael, before Ben Rice. He's had a number of really, really good at-bats on this road trip.
Two. That was drilled to right center field. Wood turns, looks, see ya! A home run for McMahon. And the Yankees are on the board. It's 2-1.
He has been so much better his last 30 games as you look at this. Really, I mean, this is better than just getting on base. This is driving a run. Now you're only 1 run behind, but his at-bats have been long. He has not chased. He has fouled pitches off, and he has done damage. And just a big base hit, and maybe that's the home run that gets him going, Michael.
416 feet. Quite the clout. Here is Ben Rice. Rice is singled twice and walked.
You see this, they're trying to go up in the zone, and he gets to it. He's a hitter that stands tall and does not go into his legs a lot, so It's basically a pretty flat swing for him. You look at the side view, how deep he hits this ball. I mean, this is not who Ryan McMahon was the first 50 games of the year. We've seen him drive the ball to left field because he lets the ball get deeper. Much better at bats. So the Yankee fans out there in right field, it got pretty loud there.
Two and one on Rice. So 2-1 Nationals. Cruz has gotten up alongside Treviji. Three and one. Rice sitting on 29 home runs. And the pitch. 3-2.
Yeah, that's the pitch that he uses the most, his slider, and it's really almost like a 12-6. It almost goes straight down. It does not have a lot of sweep to it. It's a ball that Ben can pull, though.
And he's going to be on for the fourth time. 2 singles and 2 walks. So the Yankees have the tying run on base, and Grisham coming up.
Discussing what he's got, what it looks like.
Grisham 1 for 3. He's the go-ahead run, standing in the batter's box. We're in the 8th inning. Each team with 6 hits and a trip to the mound. And he has seen enough. Butera wants to go to Clayton Beeter. So it'll be Beeter against Grisham as the Nationals try to hold on to this lead 2-1. Major League Baseball is taking over Philly with the game's biggest events. The action begins with the T-Mobile Home Run Derby on Netflix this Monday at 8 p.m. Then catch the 96 Major League Baseball All-Star Game presented by MasterCard. Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. That'll be on Fox.
Well, you see the numbers on Beeter. If there's one little hiccup, it's all the walks, the 18 walks in 27 and a third innings. He's done a really good job keeping the ball in the ballpark. He's done a really good job of controlling right-handed hitters. A 128 average. Lefty's only hitting 200. Both of them OPS under 600. But here's the thing, Michael. The last time he got more than 4 outs, or the last time he got 4 outs was on June 8th. So he has not been a high multiple inning guy. You might be asking him to get 5 today.
Caballero pinch running for Rice. And there's a strike. He came on yesterday, struck out Goldschmidt to end the 8th inning. In hindsight, the way it turned out in the 9th, maybe they should have stuck with Beeter. They did not. So they're asking him again to get out of the 8th inning. Drill deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. Into the second deck. A 2-run home run for Grisham. And the Yankees take a 3-2 lead.
He didn't really have a left-hander to go to. Rebalta got in trouble by walking Rice. And what a big hit by Grisham. I mean, the Yankees have had some big late home runs so far in Washington. You hope it's enough to hold up for the game, but man, what a big hit for Trent Grisham.
Goldschmidt swings and misses.
Gets a fastball up in the zone, and you see how quick and short that swing is, how flat it is. The angle's always a little bit to pull, and he hit it in the seats. You know, I think sometimes people think you're going to see the side view that you have to hit the ball out front to pull it. You don't. It's just the way the angle of the bat is, and he hits it as deep as anyone in the game, but he has a great angle when he makes contact. Boys love it on the bench.
Home run by McMahon got him on the board. Then a walk and a home run by Grisham got him the lead.
You look at that high slugging and high leverage situations. Only Nick Kurtz has been better.
Two and two.
Oh, and he knew it too, Michael, when he hit it. You hear the fans, all the Yankee fans that have trekked down to Washington, D.C. to watch this team.
Driven deep to left field. Lyle turns, looks, see ya! Home run Goldschmidt as the Yankees go back to back and take a 2-run lead, 4-2.
We saw that look yesterday, Michael, and you said it. He broke out of his slump that 0 for 32 when he was with St. Louis and got hot. Maybe he's getting hot again. Oh, those extra add-on runs are so important because the Nationals hit so many home runs. Crook is back up in the bullpen.
Boy, every bullpen button that Butera pushes looks like it's booby trap.
Yeah, I feel for him. And it's, you know, they've had some injuries to their bullpen, and they knew their bullpen would be tricky going into the season.
Line drive, it is a base hit. As Bellinger rounds first, he's going to go to second. Wood digs it out of the corner and fires it in, and Bellinger picks up a double. Their bullpen is incendiary.
Cody has started getting going. Goldie's getting going, and all of a sudden they're scoring runs. Just a hanging slider, and Cody stays back. And those are the balls that a lot of times he pulls into the seats. It's this hard line drive over Meade's head, and he's thinking three all the way, but a good job by James Wood getting this ball in.
Butera takes the ball from Beater. Another pitching change as Butera's trying to find somebody to get some late inning outs. The New York Yankee Foundation's 50-50 raffle is now open. The next 50-50 raffle has a guaranteed starting jackpot of $50,000. One lucky fan will take home half the pot. The other half benefits the Yankees Foundation. Buy your tickets now at Yankees.com/50-50. Matt Crook comes on. He'll face Dominguez with a runner on second and one out.
He gave up the two-run homer to Jazz Chisholm on a sweeper that he left middle in last night. Had the chance to get his first save, and that didn't happen.
Off the glove of Millis as Bellinger stays put.
You got to anticipate here because, as I mentioned early, Millis is not a great blocker, and he's had his share of pass balls. If Cody could get to third base, it makes it a lot easier to get him in.
Grounded to short. Abrams. 2 away. We'll have a rematch of last night now. Crook against Jazz Chisholm.
So I felt last night Jazz sat on that sweeper the whole at bat. Will he do it again today? And what will Crook do?
There's a strike.
Well, he's thrown him 2 good ones. The situation's a little different today because he's not in the ninth and the pressure situation isn't as great.
One and two. How important was it for Hedrick to get out of that bases loaded jam?
Well, with the bullpen struggles, it was crucial.
2 and 2.
Now you have Fernando Cruz coming in, and it appears, and they're at Lyle, Cruz, and Vivas. You will have to face James Wood at least one more time.
Two. Swing and a miss. That'll do it. But we're in D.C., the center of power of the world, and the Yankees with some late inning power. McMahon. Then Grisham gives the Yankees a lead. And after that, well, Paul Goldschmidt gives them more of a cushion. 4-2 Yankees. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Well, tomorrow afternoon on Yes, watch the Yankees take on the Nats in the final game before the All-Star break. Coverage begins at 1 with the FanDuel pregame, leading up the first pitch shortly after 1:30 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Fernando Cruz comes on for the Yankees. Hyundai scoreboard, Yankees lead 4-2. And Lyle fouls it.
Came in a really important situation. You see how good his splitter is yesterday with a couple of runners on with 1 out. In the 6th inning, got 2 strikeouts through 10 pitches.
That one's cracked into right center field. Grisham got a nice jump and runs it down for the first out.
So it'll be interesting if the score stays the same, if Aaron Boone goes to David Bednar. He said maybe for a save today. Probably talked to him after he played catch to see how he was. Well, there has been the difference in the game so far. You know, I like the fact that Fernando has used his slider more this year to get some early strikes, to get back in some counts where he doesn't have to throw so many splits.
Oh and 2. Popped up. Jazz makes the play.
Jazz was pretty cool there. You see how he kind of just put his hand out like, I got it. Shortstop always has priority, but Jazz is camped under it, so you should just let him take it. But I loved how he put his hand out.
Now, I've always seen, expansion teams being put together, and they always seem like they have a closer. And so I've asked people, why do you have a closer? You're not going to win a lot of games anyway. And the answer I always get back is because wins are so precious that when you have a chance to win, you want to be able to win. And the Nationals are letting games get away because they don't have a bullpen. As Cruz works a 1-2-3 inning. We're going to go to the ninth. Yankees trying to win their third in a row. They're up by 2. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. So 2 big outs yesterday for Cruz, and a little less high leverage this time. He works a 1-2-3 8th inning. And Volpe will lead off here in the ninth.
What would be great if they could drop a 2 or 3 spot here and you could maybe go to someone besides Bednar.
Ground ball. Backing up Abrams. Fires to first. And they get Anthony Volpe for out number 1. Wells takes a strike.
Came in the 8th inning. He's already got 2 at-bats, Michael. So you were talking about the importance of winning games. It becomes demoralizing when you lose so many games late like the Nationals have, and they've done a really good job of.
High fly ball, deep left, Lyle back.
They've done a really good job of finding ways to bounce back, but it's really hard. And here's the other thing, Michael. If you have a closer that comes here and you sign him on a 1-year deal and he pitches really well and you're going to be out of it, you can get a lot for that. So there's a couple of different ways to look at it to me.
A couple of years ago, the Pirates did that with Chapman.
Yeah. I mean, imagine when you think about the pieces of the puzzle on the field for them, James Wood and C.J. Abrams and Mackenzie Gore, who was also here. Those all came in the Soto deal. And sometimes you can make a deal to really help your club out, and it's obviously been important to Washington. But you had a guy like a Chapman and you were going to move him, you might get a piece that's a fixture, maybe a starter in a year or 2.
2-0 on McMahon. He started the power outburst in the 8th inning with a home run. Rice walked. Grisham with a home run gave the Yankees a lead. Goldschmidt with a home run gave them a 2-run advantage. And there's a walk to McMahon.
And the 9th has been the hardest inning for the Nationals. Is they've given up 14 home runs, Michael, which is 30th in all of baseball. In the 9th inning, only at home. I mean, that's incredible.
Here's Caballero. He pinch ran for Rice. So this will be his first at bat.
We got our little discussion going again, Michael. Say that happens about once every 10 days?
Oh, I think it's
More
much
than
more
that?
frequent.
With the umpire?
Yes. Oh, yeah. That seemed like a conversation with the catcher. He must have a clock in his head because he's not looking at the clock, and he knows to look up at 8 seconds.
But is there a clock like by the on-deck circle?
Behind him. He must have incredible peripheral vision if he could see that. And now, more of the same. I don't think he's getting any friends with the umpires by doing this.
The umpire's got to understand it's what he does. And you can't take it personal or get mad at him because he has the opportunity. And there's the clock that he can kind of peek at if he wants. But you're right, Michael, for the most part, he looks down.
Runner goes. Kind of a wave and a miss. Very odd stolen base for McMahon. He stopped dead and then picked up again. He thought it was a foul ball for a moment.
He got a pretty good jump.
So he just stops.
I think he knew he was going to be out if he threw it too. And he thought, maybe I'll try to go back to first.
Ground ball, Abrams, he fields, and Crook works a scoreless ninth. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Yankees will try to close it out. They're leading the Nationals 4-2. Well, fans, after the final, I'll get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. It's all coming up on the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame. Caballero still talking to the home plate umpire after the inning was over. And then Aaron Boone has to join the fray. So David Bednar went 2 innings yesterday and is going to face Jose Pena, pinch hitting for Millis. And a strike. Bednar got the win yesterday. Now trying to nail down the save. Oh, and 2.
Call on the field as a strike. The batter is challenged.
Wow, he gave him a really late check, Michael, and I think you can hear the Yankee dugout yelling at this.
Has no challenges remaining.
So both teams have used their challenges.
That's how late this is.
The 0-2. Swing and a tip into the glove. The pinch hitter, Tennant, is down on strikes.
Well, 3 pitches, 1 out. Curveball split. Obviously a very good split there. His split has been excellent the last month and a half. Got ahead with a curveball. Nunez popped out the third off of him last night.
Coming in, filling the strike zone.
You look the last 2 days, he threw 27 pitches in 2 innings yesterday, 11 the day before. Getting ahead and conserving pitches is extremely important.
One. Doesn't use the curveball as much as he did earlier in the year when he was struggling, but he'll break it out.
Yeah, and he's been using it at different times in the count, opposed to always early, and it's been much more effective.
Right back to Bednar. And the Yankees are out away.
So important what he did, keeping those two guys off base, one of them before James Wood. With all the power that he has, his 27th home run today.
First pitch that Cam Schlittler threw. He crushed it to right center field. He's 2 for 4. Got a good 2 games against the Yankees.
He got him last night on a split, 1-3.
Line drive into left field. Is going to dunk in for base hit. So the Nationals still alive. 3rd hit for Wood.
3 hits today, 3 yesterday. He has been on fire, and he gets beat a little bit, but he jams it, but he's able to hit it in front of Cody Bellinger. Now Garcia is extremely dangerous here, too.
20 home runs. He's the tying run at the plate. Crowd of 34,054 here in Nationals Park. They don't hold Wood. He takes off. Pitches low, and Wood will take second. Defensive indifference. Fouled away, 1-1. Luis Garcia Jr., 1 for 4 today.
The one pitch that I would be really, really careful with would be the curveball to him. It's a ball that he can definitely pull. He's always been a really good breaking ball hitter.
Up the middle, right there is Volpe. He fields, fires, and the Yankees, with some late inning magic, come back and win again. This time by a score of 4-2, and they have won 3 in a row and assured themselves a winning road trip.
Well, it's been a while since they won 3 in a row, and again, they got to the Nationals bullpen late in the game. The big 2-run blow by Trent Grisham to put them up 3-2. McMahon led off the inning with a solo shot, gave him a little life. Outstanding performance by Cam, because I didn't think he had his best stuff today, Michael, but he battled.
Aaron Boone with his 750th managerial win, 7th place in Yankees history. And this is his 9th year managing the Yankees, so 750 wins. And he can thank those 3 home runs, and the one by Grisham gave him the lead. So the Yankees come from behind yesterday in the 9th. They come from behind today in the 8th. And they win this one 4-2. They'll try for the sweep tomorrow. We still have more to come. Stay right here. Yankees win 4-2. We take a look at the game-changing drive of the game, brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
Yeah, 1 out in the 8th. Yanks down 2-0, and Ryan McMahon hits a strong home run off of Orlando Revolta to get the Yankees closer and to give them a little life.
And we'll hear from Ryan with Justin Shackle on the post-game show. Now we take a look at the Chevy player of the game.
Well, after a walk to Rice, Beater comes in and gives up this 2-run homer to Trent Grisham. Just a huge hit for Trent. Puts the Yankees up 3-2. Some late inning magic again. Yankees win.
4-9-0 beating 2-7-0. Took 4 hours, just under 4 minutes under 3 hours. Hedrick gets his 5th win. Bednar's 18th save. Clayton Beater took the loss. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Chris Sheeran and Adam Ottavino. Special thanks to producer Josh Isaac, director Michael Cooney, Mike Webb, and our executive producer is Jared Ames Bosnack. Join us again tomorrow on Yes when the Yankees take on the Nationals in the final game before the All-Star break. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. on Yes, with first pitch coming shortly after 1:30. Again, the final score, the New York Yankees 4 and the Washington Nationals 2. For Joe Girardi and Justin Shackle, I'm Michael Kay saying see ya from Nationals Park here in Washington, D.C. Now let's go to Chris Sheeran and Adam Ottavino, who are standing by in our Yes Network studios with the post-game show. Guys?